Hey everyone, happy 1st of July. It's BDevine and welcome to Divine Miracles. Thank you so much for subscribing, being here and sharing the high vibration energy and the team of light workers that are here. I want to thank you all for doing everything that you can to keep unity happening. I want to do a special message. I want you to choose either pile number 1 or pile number 2. And what we're going to be working on is a little bit of astrology, I guess you could say, where we're working with different houses and what's going on in July for those different houses. So we're going to start with the first house, which has to do with you personally, okay? And as it says on the card, what people see and the impression that you give. We'll also be working on the second house, which has to do with finances, money coming in, how best to do this. The ninth house we're going to work on, which has to do with broadening your horizons, your spirituality, okay? In some cases, travel or just growing within yourself. And I also wanted to focus on the 11th house, which has to do with the granting of wishes. So what's going to bring about a wish for you? It could also have to do with friends and social occasions, etc. But I really feel this one, when I've been doing these readings for a long time now, this one tends to come up where there's luck involved. So something that you can look forward to. So I want you to choose pile number 1, which I'm going to obviously start with first. I have tried my best to block out the sun from my room. So hopefully you won't see too many bounces of light, but sometimes that's just the case. So I hope that you will enjoy the messages that come through. I'm going to be, instead of using astrology cards or anything like that, I'm going to be working with the Angel Tarot for each section. So the first house for number 1. Now don't forget, you can also get a 1-month forecast from me, any kind of reading, healing, mentoring services, all discounted. I will be doing this until the very end of the year, discounting things and adding new things, new webinars, etc. So please just click my my newsletter and you will find out about all these different things. Okay. First house, what people see and the impression that you give, number 1. So I'll shuffle these cards. Okay, number 1, what people see. This is all about you. Okay, so number 1, you have the energy of Archangel Raphael and the Lovers. So obviously it's got good health here, intimate relationships, carefully weighing your decisions. But how people see you, number 1, could be that you are obviously very healing, you're obviously very loving and empathic and sensitive, etc. But the way that whatever's happening for you in July will involve a lot of decisions and a lot of looking at the past and not allowing this energy to define you as you move forward into your future. It's going to be very, very important that each one of us are embracing who we are a little bit more, and again, not allowing the past trauma, hurt and pain to continue to thrive as we move forward, because we're lifting our vibration so much higher. So we don't want the energy of the old continuously trying to pull us back down into that energy. So for July, you yourself, number 1, you're focused on love, you're focused on empathy, you're focused on peace, you're focused on healing. You're focused on making good decisions and, not allowing yourself to procrastinate with those decisions as well. And, you're in this major transformation phase about yourself. So also be very patient with yourself as you are moving forward. A lot of the times we get frustrated or we have a really bad day and we think we've ruined the whole thing. Well, you haven't, okay? It's normal. You don't have to be perfect in spirituality. Anyone tells you that you have to be perfect is, crazy, because nobody is perfect. Okay? So feel in tune with yourself also. Start really tuning into your own physical body, number one. And for the month of July, base a lot of your decisions on your body response to situations. If you start to tense up, then the answer is a negative. If you feel warm and if you feel happy and if you get goosebumps, that's a positive indication. Start listening to what your body does when you need to make decisions and move forward fearlessly. A lot of you also will be in a loving energy and also increasing this loving vibration because of the work that you're doing with yourself, and also perhaps a connection with someone who's super special for you. Okay, number one, fantastic. You're doing really well. All right, so number one, we're going to move on to the second house. And the second house, as it shows you here, is related to your assets and your finances and the things that you value. Okay, so whatever energy is in here, oh sorry, I've got a piece of paper with something else on it. Okay, so whatever energy is in here also talks about career, for example, also, and what's happening with this, possessions and value, the throat, thyroid and trachea, so the entire sort of neck, throat, thymus region, also your metabolism, etc., is all governed in this area as well. So money and health basically go together. Okay, and we know that if you think about it. Okay, number one, what's going on for you in July? Of course, this is a broad look at things. If you want an individual forecast, or something for you, please try out one of my readings. They're very, very full of information, highly attuned information just for you. So I really do recommend the readings. Okay, so the second house. Let's have a look. Number one. Okay. Archangel Azrael is here. All right. This is fantastic. Okay. This is the end of a situation, spiritual transformation, time to move forward. Remember, this has to do with your finances. Okay. This has to do with your career. So for number one, if you have been contemplating, firstly, moving from your workspace, this is definitely confirmation that it's time. If you've been thinking about entering into a brand new idea or a brand new business for yourself, again, this is time. It's telling you that it's time. July is time. Don't worry about all the details. That's the biggest distraction of all, is if we're sitting there thinking, yeah, but what about this and what about that and what if this doesn't work or this doesn't work, and blah, 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 and it just goes nutty and we don't do anything. Release. Okay, so that's the message of the card. Release and connect. There is a transformation that's already been happening to all of us. Okay, a special transformation. Azrael is that transitional angel. There may have been grief. There may have been loss. There may have been situations that have put you up in arms. You're not sure what's happening one day to the next. There is an end to all of this energy. Okay. Now, on a global scale, there is a lot of fear in the collective, okay? There's a lot of fearful energy, as we know, in the collective on a global scale. But things are coming to light very quickly, okay? Things are going to start to change. Release the need to feel like you need to be in control of every step or responsible for every step in regards to your finances. This has to do with your finances, your career. You are really encouraged here with Azrael to trust in your spiritual transformation and bring yourself into a vibration of allowing assistance to come forward, allowing opportunities, Be in a place of receiving, allowing others to help you, allowing the angels to help you, and try not to take back the control of how. Just keep on handing it over. I'm telling you now, it's the only way forward, because if you continually try to figure everything out yourself, you will become emotionally exhausted. And probably 90% of you that are listening are already exhausted emotionally and fatigued, etc. So it's time to move past all of this energy and trust in this spiritual transformation already taking place. Look at the beautiful golden energy here. And we are supposed to be focusing on golden energy throughout the universe, throughout the planet, and that a wave of people arm in arm walking across the planet in your imagination. Just use your imagination, bathed in armor, golden armor, with an army of millions and millions of huge archangels standing behind, and all of your guides, and all of us just walking over the planet, spreading beautiful golden light. Okay, this is the grand awakening. We have to do our part as well. Okay, so things are going to change for the better. All right. Now, the 9th house has to do with broadening your horizons. Okay, connection with spirituality, mysticism, academic stuff, learning things on your own, going on a long journey, or growing within yourself. Number 1. Okay, what can you expect, number 1, in July? Very good card to see. You can expect a lot of happiness. This is a contented and rewarding family life, emotional and material needs met, trustworthy relationships. There may be a breakthrough for you, number 1, in regards to your spiritual mission, and also in regards to connections with other people. There's an extreme amount of happiness with the 10 of Cups because everything's overflowing. Everything is exactly where it needs to be. The emotions have finally settled, and you've erased a lot of things that were holding you back, like we said, the past energy, etc. And you're moving into a place where you feel comfortable with your spiritual journey. Now, the only thing that I really, focus on with my spiritual journey, of course, is not being conformed to anything or any one thing. Not feeling like I have to follow rules or follow someone else's pattern, or, getting afraid of something over here. So, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this. So there's this energy here of making sure that you hold the intention in your heart, of goodness. That's it. You're holding a vibration of positivity, and that's all you really need to do as a light worker. Whatever that means for you, whether it's Wickery or Buddhism or tarot, just tarot reading, whatever it is, if your intention's in the right spot, that's all that really matters. And that's all that really God or Jesus or any of them care about, is the intention of humanity, And so don't feel like you need to be following anything in particular. Just follow where your heart feels it belongs, okay? And therefore, you're not going to be confined by anything. I find it really saddening, and seeing some posts that people are putting from Doreen Virtue, for example, that are very negative towards the very thing that, created her name. We wouldn't even know who she was if she wasn't making cards and books and stuff, and now it's like very judgmental. So as long as you're doing things that aren't judging and this and that and the other, and you're not, pushing yourself on in anywhere. If they ask, fine. If there's an open discussion, fine, go for it. Tell people how you feel and what you believe in. That's awesome. But just bombarding people with your point of view, I don't feel is going to help them come to a decision to be connected with whatever you do, right? And it's not helping you because there's a frustration energy. So your 9th house is related to your spirituality and broadening your horizons. So feel the energy of peace and happiness. Feel the emotion of joy. Don't give in to all of this craziness. No matter what's happening over the years, we can either sit there and get into it, or we can continue to open our awareness and strengthen and empower ourselves. And you're going to be extremely happy, number one, with your feelings and with the situations around you and your progression. And really, you should be completely proud of yourself. You're going through a phase of healing trauma patterns that may have been in your family from generation to generation to generation. The healing starts with you, and this also begins to flow through into generations after. Fantastic. Okay, now finally, number 1, we have the 11th house. And this is, look at this, wishing upon a star. This is where the cosmos grants wishes, luck, friends, and special occasions. So we're going to see what special thing is coming through for you in July. And I really hope that you enjoy this little insight reading. Okay. The 11th house. This is what this is coming through for you as a granting of wishes, abundance. Don't we love it? Things looking very good. Having patience at this time. Making long-term plans. The universe is granting you the wish that you've had of abundance. And not only that, but with the 3 of Wands energy or 3 of fire, creative energies and juices begin to flow. And obviously, part of who you are is creative. However, my feeling is that you've been holding yourself back. Perhaps not speaking up when you need to, or perhaps letting things go that have hurt you and saying, oh, it's okay, I'll just move forward, I won't worry about it. There needs to be, as you move into this abundant stage, and you can see here the energy of having your back to a situation, but also be completely supported here as well. There's this energy of making sure that as you progress forward, that you're declaring the things that you really want in your life as though they've already happened. Because a lot of people ask for things and they're wishful about it. Oh, I'd like this, or yeah, that could happen, or whatever. I'd really wish for it, but doubt whether it will take place. And remember, with manifesting things as well, you need to act as though you already have it, and just that it's just catching up to you, that it's already there. No doubt in your mind. That's the very hard thing to teach people, is to let go of doubts and to be able to trust. You need to be able to trust in order for your abilities to finally unfold and awaken, right? But you are going to be given a gift from the universe. You need to just be open to receiving this gift. If you are giving to everybody else all the time, it's time that you allow yourself to receive, that you are open to receiving this, by healing that part of you who feels like everybody else is more important than you are. And if you can do this, then you're going to be blessed with abundance, new directions and opportunities. This also does talk about work, and so something that may be a partnership with somebody else, or an idea that goes viral, or just something like this where you finally speak up about a situation and there's a resolution that brings peace and contentment. So for number 1, you have a really, really good July coming forward with some major transformational energy, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of ups and downs again in July, but also a lot of revelation, and this revelation energy has been building and building and building momentum. So we have to just continue to rise above and keep our vibration high and stay positive, as much as you can, and healing the parts of you that you feel are negative in some way. Okay, so number 1, hope that you enjoyed all of these messages. Feels like it's going to be very interesting for you. Okay, so some people like to listen to both, so I'm just going to get number 2's cards ready. And we're going to start with the first house, number 2. So this is going to be a little bit of a forecast for July. I'm going to be using the Angel Tarot cards, okay, for the messages on these different houses. We're going to be looking at you personally, your finances and career, your spirituality and journeying within and around you, and also a special wish that the universe is granting for you, number 2. And of course we will do more readings throughout July and information. Don't forget you can support my Patreon channel, and that is going to help me to be able to open up my healing center, which means retreats and teaching and fun and healing for animals and people. Oh my God. So anyway, I really appreciate each and every one of you for being a part of this light-working divine tribe. We're doing the best that we can. It's all that's ever required of us. Okay, number 2, you personally. How you feel and what people see. What impression are you giving? I really find that this is more something that you don't realize that you're doing at times as well. Okay, this card can also come through. Okay, you need to shuffle number 2. This is must be important. That's how I am seeing it. It's very important. Okay. That's it. That's the card. Oh my God. It is the same card that we got for number 1. This is important. Okay. So every time I see the cards, they always mean something different to me. Okay. So for number 2, as you can see, there is a vibration of healing because you have Archangel Raphael. You have this beautiful green, calm energy. There's something for you, number 1, number 2, where you need to be focused on really relaxing. I'm getting that. It's like you really need to focus on rest and listening to your cues, the body's cues that you need to do this. I'm sort of getting the feeling like for yourself that you are giving to so many people a lot more than you realize. By the meaning of giving to people is not just in doing things for them, but it's also in giving them your energy by focusing on worry or focusing on children and focusing on being worried for them and focus on worry for the planet and focusing on worry about the election and whatever it is. You're giving your energy out to many different directions. And this is something perhaps you're not realizing that you're doing. This is what I find comes up a lot for number 1. And so you're expanding out your energy with good intention, of course, but it's a little bit clouded by worry and fear. You may be watching a lot of things or trying to educate yourself on different things, and it's all becoming too much. It's just like mind-blowing. There's so much information, there's so much confliction, there's so much division. So for the month of July, number 2, Maybe it's time that you completely just focused on positive messages only, wellness for those that you love, wellness for humanity, that the light is shifting through, the light is winning, that all we have to do is focus on our higher healing vibration and transformational energy, and connecting with those who are like-minded like this, and bringing that unity energy and that balance back, bringing all of your power back to yourself. And I'm often telling people, it's time for you to empower yourself. Come on, stand strong. Don't give in to what you've been labeled as being, and instead create a new label for yourself. Create your own energy. How are you going to be defined? How do you want to be defined? Because this is all going to come to the surface in July. And fantastically, you have Archangel Raphael gently healing the process. And Raphael is so hilarious. So you may find yourself laughing at stupid things. And I mean, that's me anyway. But we may laugh at things that we ordinarily might not find funny. And that is part of the healing as well, breaking down the barriers. So number one, make sure that you're just empowering yourself, bringing your energy back, resting when you need to, and not giving too much energy to all these other places in your life. And rather be a guide, be the guide of strength, be the tower of strength, and trust that you are supported in this. The whole time you're not in it by yourself. Okay. All right, so let's move into the finances for number 2. The second house, your assets, your finances, the things that you value. Career, let's just say work is in here. Usually career and work have their own houses, but I'm going to add it into this because we're not doing all 12 houses. Okay, so what's happening? What advice have we got here? Number 2. Okay, this card fell out, so we're going with it. You have a blessing from Ariel. Look at the strength, what we were just talking about. Look at the peace and the doves here, and the globe is actually over here as well. And look, she's right above it all. Rainbows, energy, etc. Great inner strength, releasing harsh judgments, forgiveness and compassion. So the strength of Archangel Ariel also works as an angel that helps you with animal healing as well. Okay, and Hariel is another name. There is quite a lot of different groups of angels working with animals, but those ones are easy to remember. Let's just put it that way. Now, with your finances, there's a strong energy coming forward for July. And perhaps if we look here, the 11th could be an important date in July for you as well with regards to your finances. I have written some key dates down in my Instagram posts, so maybe you can look at that as well. So the strength of Archangel Ariel comes through with, giving you the inner strength, as it says, releasing these judgments. You're working on yourself, and because you are doing this, you're going to see things strengthen in your life. The things that mean a lot to us. Obviously we're going through whatever we're going through here, and it's been scary for a lot of people. And I just continually see, and I have to trust my first instincts right back at the beginning of the year, that this is the beginning of a huge, global transformation. And yes, we're going to have a lot of things that we felt were secure pulled away to see what we're going to do next in some levels. Are we going to develop new things? Are we going to create online presence? Are we going to actually put those hobbies into action, which we were sort of guided to do last year? Now there's going to be a blessing coming into your finances, something unexpected. Look how Ariel is just busting in to this reading today with all her power and strength, Rainbows of miracles in the background, seeing the numbers 1111, 222, 333, 303, 404. These are all highlights. Okay, something's coming. And I always say, okay, I'm open to the abundance. Here it comes. Here it comes. As soon as I see 1111, oh, here it comes. I get all excited. Or 202 or whatever it is. I don't care. I'm just saying here it comes all day. Right, it's coming, whatever it is. But it's an exciting thing, And you've worked hard. Now it's time for you to see just how well you have been able to manifest things and bring strength into your life and your family and your business and your work. Maybe strength and confidence within yourself to say no to demands. Maybe there's a job that you've had to go back to and you're just like, what am I doing here? Why am I here? I know I should be grateful for working here, but this stinks. The energy's horrible. It's horrible. I don't like it. So you say, okay, I'm open to new avenues, and you work towards them. You start making it happen. You're going to have the strength to do it. Okay? And just flying in there, remembering that you've got the energy of the angels with you. Blessings are definitely on their way. All right, so we're going to move to the 9th house. Beautiful card, whoops. All right, so the 9th house is broadening your horizons spiritually, academically, or on a long journey. Okay, what are you doing mystically in July number 2? Oh, okay. Number 2. I obviously need to shuffle today. Okay. It's interesting that you get the traveling card with your 9th house. The 6 of air is just as it sounds, moving across the sea, moving overseas, moving to another place, generally transforming in some way. Things are looking up, the end of a difficult situation, taking a trip, and this could just be somewhere out of town, Bobby and I have been thinking about just hitting the mountains for a couple of days with the dogs and just chilling the heck out from it all, right? But the 9th house talks about your spiritual transformation as well. It feels to me, and this does come up with this card, that the worst is behind you. The turbulence is behind you. So you're riding this boat, you're leading this boat, you're navigating your way forward. And behind you is, the support, your support team, but also the energy of rushing and, everything's going on all at once. Chaos is happening, and it's triggering, and it has been triggering a whole lot of anxiety for people, a whole lot of PTSD and a complexity of emotions. Animals going through their craziness, and people losing people, and people fearing this and fearing this and fearing this and fearing this, and there's just a boom, 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 one thing after another. No, we can't. Yes, we can. So July looks like, okay, look, I am just going to take my life by the shoulders and I'm going to be the captain of this ship. And as the captain, I don't have to take orders from anyone. I need to just be listening to myself, making my own decisions, and maybe even keeping them to myself. Because Lord knows everybody wants to argue with everybody right now. Right? So it doesn't matter what you believe about anything, there's going to be someone there with some kind of, argument against it, or some paper they've read, or some link, or some doctor, or something. It's just on and on and on and on. And it's all just keeping us divided, if we each become the captain of our own ship and sail forward with whatever the heck it is we want to do, then we're not going to be disrupted and pulled aside and tempted to lower our standards or get involved in drama or get involved in arguments, and trying to fix it all the time is exhausting. You just can't. So your spiritual transformation begins with the empowerment of who you are, not who you've been labeled to be, transcending into a higher dimensional energy, listening to your body, taking your vibrations as accurate, trusting your intuition because it's on point. And you get the strength and the healing that you need by doing this. By ignoring this, you're going to be wandering around in circles, trying to find your way out of trouble, trying to find your way out of stress, trying to find your way out of drama, and why is this happening to me? And bad luck always comes, and one thing after another, because you're bobbing around without a ship underneath you, and you're just going with some kind of flow, but it's not working for you. There needs to be a standpoint and a direction forward with absolutely no need to explain yourself ever. What you do on your journey is the fantastical uniqueness of yourself. So who gives a crap what anyone else decides to label you as or think of you as? That's their opinion and probably their projection of how they see themselves. Fine. Keep doing things anyway. Keep moving forward anyway. That is where you will find your freedom. That is where you'll find your strength. That is where you'll find your direction. That is where you'll find your confidence. That is where you'll find your healing. That is where you'll find your knowledge. That is where you'll tune into your wisdom. That is where you'll see things clearly. Only by focusing on yourself, your journey. That's it. And everything else is a distraction, seriously. So, fantastic news for number 2, as you really start to have epiphanies here and work things out for yourself. And it's been needed and you've been asking for it. Fantastic. Now, the final card is about a wish granted. So this is where the universe grants wishes, brings in a vibration of luck, and sometimes this can be involving friends and social occasions. But look at this beautiful star guiding us here. There's something about to reveal itself, I keep on saying it, worldwide, globally. So anyway, let's have a look what the universe is bringing in for you, number 2. Oh. Too many cards, okay. And you got the same as number 1. 78 cards in a deck. You guys got the same. Abundance is coming for you. Things are looking very good. Having patience at this time. Making long-term plans. You see, because you're already going to begin this process with the 6 of air. You're in it. You're making decisions for yourself. There's a lot of major events for you. Number 2. So the energy here is that the universe is bringing you something very unexpected. Okay? It's not something that you can say, well, I was owed that money, or I was owed that item, or, someone was supposed to give me that back anyway. No. We are under the energy of Virtual as well, which is the bringer of surprise for July. I've written up an article on my website about Virtual. We are here to hold the light, okay? There is the energy of contemplation as you move forward, because you're going to have a lot of plans, all right? There's going to be a lot of things that you're going to be working out within yourself. There's going to be a lot of changeable energy, and it can cause confusion. So sometimes people are given $1 million, for example. They win something on the lottery or whatever. And they're like, now what do I do? Now I don't have thousands of worries that I used to have before, but what am I going to do with this money? You know I need to help this person, this person, this person, this person, this person. And then I need to pay this, and this, and this. And then I need to do this, and this, and this. And so there's nothing really much left for the person for their own dreams and goals and visions. And it was all just giving to everybody else. So think to yourself, if the best thing happened to you and everything was lavishly given in one way or another, what exactly do you personally want to do with that? Forget everybody else for 5 minutes, and really, and there comes the light right through the picture, really think about what you personally have always wanted to do, what you've always wanted for yourself. You really need to be giving yourself permission to receive this, and being open to your dreams coming true instead of having an expectation that it's hard work, that it takes a long time, that, well, I'm just going to have to work on this, and then maybe one day I'll be able to be. No, we need to change that into an instantaneous type of, this is happening, and what's my next goal? Do you know what I mean? Focusing on it being that exciting, number 2, because you often hold back your true innermost feelings. You hold back because you don't want to upset the apple cart. Oh, might as well not say that. It's not going to go anywhere anyway. Oh, that person's really annoyed me, but I'm not going to say anything. What's the point? There are boundaries that have needed to be in place. There are people that have needed to fall away. There are people that are coming together as well, a lot of people, and finding new people, etc. Feel balance within yourself and have expectation of the best happening for you, for your family, for the world. Just hold no other vibration than that. Okay? And that's what you'll start to see. That's what you'll start to create. Okay? Each of you are abundant beings, and you are going to start to feel that you're being rewarded for your many, many years of service in one way or another, and also for the pain that you've been through throughout your life. So have expectation of the most amazing thing, and it may even be, and without limiting yourself, or try not to, because it may be even better than you can imagine. That's the feeling that I'm getting. All right. If you want something more in depth for yourself, I do a 12-part astrological reading, which is fantastic. Look how much information we get out of it. And it's very, very reasonable. And it's probably about 45 minutes to an hour long, the recording, because each section takes a little bit to get through. But this will give you a very big perspective on what's coming up for you personally as well. Okay? To take what resonates with you, of course, as always, and be open to whatever the rest is talking about as well, because you may just see that down the track it starts going, oh, that's what she meant by that. Okay. Looking forward to more live shows, channeling sessions, etc. And thank you for being a patron if you are one. And until the next time, much love, many, many blessings, stay strong, and goodbye for now. Bye.